Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me is Ben.
Yo, are we doing? Do we need a disclaimer about what we're doing today?
Sure.
I feel it's kind of important.
Yeah.
It's good context. So the last time we talked about Naruto, I had read through chapter 33. Is that what you said? We went to?
Well, you had read a little bit beyond that.
Right.
We were talking about through 33.
Right. Yes, I'd gotten a little to the very start of the exam stuff. I finished all of Naruto 2 weeks later. I fucking inhaled that shit. It was very funny.
So funny.
It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, it kind of lined up. I had a plane ride, I had downtime. It was sucking me in. I was in a reading mood. The stars just fucking aligned, and I inhaled that shit. We're not going to talk about all of it at one stretch. We're going to be talking. We're still breaking it up into chunks, but I thought that context was important. Partially because the problem of reading all of Naruto in 2 weeks is that not everything stuck. And also shit that happened 600 chapters ago. I'm I remember vaguely.
Yeah.
I remember mostly the problem is that the events are all shuffled, but I remember how I feel at each one, or how I felt, past tense.
Yeah.
Because it was recent enough, but it's just I'm probably going to be getting some stuff out of order and all that, but yeah. I have a good grasp on my feelings still, at least. So,
and for context, we're basically going to break it up into 100 chapters at a time. It just sort of worked out that way, but it's and it's going to be major story arcs is where we're going to break. Yeah. But the end is going to be a big chunk because the end is a big chunk. That's what it is.
Fucking big chunk. Beefy.
Yeah. So yeah, we're covering the Chunin exams and then the sort of Invasion of Konoha that leads into, ending with the Naruto Gaara fight and the death of the third Hokage.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I mean, we had our little.
I think we got to start with Rock Lee.
We actually do,
after last time,
because that's my main feeling for the beginning of this, skipping right to that tournament, because I shat on Rock Lee so much, and my apologies. The fucking immediate turnaround. I had not gotten to that fight, and then that was the very next thing. So I fucking immediately had to eat those words of oh, he's great. Fuck. God damn it, again? That will be so good. Mostly a theme. There was a lot of wow, this person sucks. Fuck, they're good. I like them. Shit. It's just so many times. So that's the thing. No, Rock Lee is fucking great. And I don't know. I wasn't familiar with his game, dude. The fact that he's just using the physical abilities or whatever. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And going all in on the weighted training clothes bit.
Dude, he fucking took off the training weights. I'm oh my God. Fucking Hank with his being right bullshit. Holier than thou nonsense. He fucking knew. He knew this would happen. He planned it. This is why you wanted me to do Naruto.
It's so good. You get the fight where Naruto wins by farting, and you get the actually good fight where Gaara versus Rock Lee, and Rock Lee fucking busts out everything.
Dude, I was
literally goes all out and still loses.
I was so fucking.
So you're so invested in Gaara being fucking beaten.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that after we got more of Gaara's stuff, I'm wow, he fucking sucks. I forget what you said to me. I messaged something I hate Gaara, and you're so you don't care about childhood trauma. I'm nah, fuck him. And then like later, I'm like, God damn it. Oh, they did the backstory, and he like fucking Naruto did the thing. Fuck. Ah. Every fucking fight. This guy sucks. No, you're cool.
Uh-huh.
You have an excuse, and you like turned around. It's fine.
And you got better.
Yeah, you got better. I was so happy with
Naruto punched you, and you were Then you were cool.
You got your ass kicked, and then the person who kicked your ass told you to like chill, and we can be cool. And you were like, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Naruto farting was important. Because they were like, his sense of smell is up 10,000 times. And I'm like, I smell an opportunity. And they fucking did it. And I was so happy. Oh, I was so positive that was going to be like a fucking unused thing. And then they did it.
Mm-hmm. No, they fucking...
There's also...
Look, he fucking saw Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Like, those 2 bits, like, that's just... stealing from Dragon Ball, but it's great.
Oh yeah,
like perfect, correct things to steal.
Yeah. Well, and the setup was
weighted
so
training
good,
clothes and winning by farting. Oh
yeah. I guess the other thing that it's very general, but it does come up in this section. I think this is where like I started to realize it, which I'm not used to coming from Dragon Ball. It's so fucking weird. Seeing someone who existed in chapter 1 and they're still fucking useful like 800 chapters later. They're not out power scaled like immediately. It's wild to me.
Because the interesting thing is like we get introduced to like so many new characters in this part of the manga, right? Like there are so many students, many characters.
I was losing my mind.
Teams of 3. It's all teams of 3.
But
like basically all those characters all matter.
Yeah.
For like the rest of Naruto, like we never. These aren't characters that go away, right? These are characters that matter.
Yeah.
For like a long time, so we get to spend. So it's like worth spending time with them and learning about them, and like there's payoff. It doesn't feel wasted.
Yeah.
It's just we get them all at once.
Yeah, I was not thrilled initially. You know how it is.
Yeah.
What's all this? I just learned the names of this guy. Now I got to learn fucking like 24 new names. That's too many names. I don't remember like any of them. That's not true. I remember like the main, not main ones. You know.
Sure.
What was I gonna say? Shit. It left the brain. Something.
You don't know how much Shikamaru is gonna matter at this point. Shikamaru, the shadow grab you.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, that's you need to hit me with like the shadow grabby guy, and I'll be like him, my man.
Yeah. That's Shikamaru.
But like I remember Hinata, Neji, Gaara, Kakashi, obviously Naruto and Sasuke, fucking Sakura, of course.
Sakura.
The other problem is that sometimes Naruto just constantly uses nicknames. And so, like, I know Granny. I fucking forget her name. I don't want to leap ahead on anything, but there was a lot of characters. I like how it was split up. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. With all the characters. Because this is, I mentioned in our first part, like the whole thing is like everything is very dramatic, right? We're getting like flashbacks and like important fights every fight.
Yeah.
And we kind of like lean more into that here, but we get more like resolutions, right? Like with the Gaara fight and stuff and all of that. I think nobody should take in Naruto in 2 weeks. Like it's
sure.
Because it all feels very fast, and that was like, fucking shocking that it felt fast.
It felt fast to you. It didn't feel fast, and you're watching it as following as it came out. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that tracks. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, like it feels like were even just like reading, if you're just reading the story and you stop, like if I just read like a section dealing with like an important fight and like someone's characterization and like backstory and whatever, and then there were like almost immediate resolution. At one point I was like, if I read this and then this was like the latest chapter or whatever, I would then have like at least a week to mull on this and just like let it simmer, and I'd be feeling way better about that stuff, because like that's kind of what I experienced going back to read the fucking, it's like a kids book series, the Warriors Cat series. I tried reading them again, and I'm like, holy shit, like everything is like bumping, and I remember it being like so much more. And then I realized it's because I'd read stuff and then I'd have to sit at school and think about it all day. So of course it felt like more. So it's just like that same concept. And once I kind of figured that out, I don't know. It's not that I like didn't read, but I got myself into that mindset of like, if I was thinking about this for a week, how would I feel? And for the most part, the answer to that is pretty good. So that was definitely something that came up, like kind of that idea started bouncing around at the exam stuff, which are the exams are fucking crazy, by the way. Hunger Games shit. That's ridiculous.
It's the written test where it's about cheating.
Dude, that was so good. Like, as soon everybody's like kind of figuring it out and shit.
Yeah.
Naruto's just banking it all on that last question. I mean, I fucking feel it, dude.
It's very funny.
Also, just like, I don't know, the fucking like the constant stream, and it's always like in this. I know it's like Gaara, and that like, I think maybe more so in the first volume, a little bit like Sasuke, but like the constant stream of antagonists like looking at Naruto's goofy ass and being like, how the fuck are you here? Like, what's happening right now? He just keeps winning.
Yeah, man. He's got perseverance.
He wants to be he fucking wants to be a ninja the most. Yeah. And that's what sends it, you know? I think
it's like
yeah, go on.
Like you kind of align when you get Rock Lee's deal. Like it kind of lines up with Naruto, even though Naruto is a super special boy. Like he doesn't always, he feels more like he's having to try so fucking hard, right?
Yeah.
And Rock Lee is like the next level, is like a level above that, where it's like it's just trying so hard.
Yeah, dude. And it's great because like
and to the point where he gets like fucked up in a way that's like
you might
meaningful.
You might never be
literally might never walk again.
Yeah.
Like.
No, that's what I fucking like. He's just fucking Goku. Like early Goku, even. Because that's like one of my things is I'm like, I really liked it when like people had to train for shit. So like, not only him, like his deal of not having like the ninjutsu arts and stuff, but like the fact that he had to fucking struggle for this shit. And like, don't get me wrong, I like Naruto's deal of being the specialist boy, but there's a balance there that Rock Lee brings that's necessary for me, I think.
Sure.
And Gaara just sucks.
Like he's a wall.
He's a yeah. Dude,
in that fight, he's a wall.
You know what?
Especially in that fight.
Who did Sasuke face in this? Was it Neji?
No, Naruto fights Neji.
Right.
Later.
Who did Sasuke face? in the exams? I can't fucking think of it.
Fucking remember.
All I remember is I think this was I think in this section in that tournament, I think is when we got Sasuke saying, no human should be able to withstand that kick. And I was like, you're a child in a world full of fucking superhuman people. It's insane. That's insane. You're crazy. Are you checking?
I'm looking.
The first exam. I mean, I guess I already have this shit open. I could maybe
Sure.
I can't. These chapters aren't helping.
I think he fights he fights one of the like evil guys.
Sure.
Orochimaru's.
Oh right. Okay.
Roy. He fights some fucking jobber.
Yeah.
Just some guy,
Just-
some evil guy that doesn't matter.
Just the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of chapters, it reminded me. We confirmed a thing that I thought. I hit you with one of the pages in here during Neji's fight. I'm like, this fucking
That's right.
stands out to me. Like, I'm pretty sure I randomly had this issue of Shonen Jump. And I fucking described it, and you managed to find it, and I did. There was like this chapter, because it's the one where I'd fucking kill to know what Yu-Gi-Oh card came with the thing, and if that was why I wanted it, or if I saw it like in the bookstore and I was interested in Keikaio Hitman Reborn, because that's where that issue is where that manga got like introduced or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I fucking had that. Because I might still have it.
The funniest part to me is that the previous issue was the issue that has the end of Dragon Ball Z in it. Because it's an American Shonen Jump.
Yeah. Oh, I was so close. What could have happened? Would I have cared?
Like fucking.
Because clearly I'm
so
susceptible.
Funny if you're
right?
like, wait, I remember this, like the literal end of Z.
Oh man, that would be so fucking funny. It would and would it have enticed me? Because clearly I just saw this thing and I'm like, yo, I want to check this out, and I immediately got the issue.
Yeah.
And I read that entire manga. I got burned on it. It fucking sucked. But what if I'd done that with Dragon Ball? My life could have been different. Where would I be? I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah.
I'd be the strongest person in the world. It was just very. I mean, I'm just so. First off, very excited that I'm not imagining that shit. The fact that I was correct, but also that you were able to find it. It was just very cool.
Yeah, it took some doing, but I managed.
Yeah.
It was mostly finding. I just couldn't. I was trying to find scans of it, and that I didn't find.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
did find
that has to. You would think
listings
that would be out
with
there
all
somewhere.
the manga chapters that were in there. Because it's just old enough that people weren't doing that stuff yet.
Sure.
Basically.
But
and
people have scans
if you
of all
really
Nintendo Power. You know?
Yeah, but that's original content, right?
I suppose, yeah.
There are scans of Japanese Jump.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I know I remember looking at, One Piece was in there. And I remember being I don't give a shit about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I actively dumped on Naruto, on site. I don't know. I mean, that page stuck out to me. I couldn't tell you what fucking One Piece thing I saw. Maybe I would have to see it again, but even then, I don't. Because,
I mean, we're able to look it up. We can know exactly what chapters are in that thing.
Yeah.
I don't have it at hand anymore, but
maybe I got it. The problem is the images I have of that are hella generic. If I think about it, I can maybe think of something, but it's also just people standing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very funny.
Like the big difference between the American Jump you were reading and like actual Jump is like they would have multiple chapters of a manga in it. It wouldn't just be like a single chapter.
Yeah. No, but the Neji's fight, technically my first Naruto
Like I think the
experience.
Dragon Ball that's in the previous issue is like the Vegito part all the way through the end.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of that's like a good chunk of Dragon Ball in there. That'd be sick to have.
No, instead I have the first Keikaio Hitman Reborn chapters. I don't actually know if I know where it would be, but I probably gave it away or donated it or something.
Yeah. The other thing since we talked about it last time is I looked into why the big three, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, why they were called the big three, like where that idea came from.
Well, that was my own independent idea, but sure. The big
So it originally came from the popularity polls in Japanese Shonen Jump.
That makes
Those
sense.
three, they weren't the best selling, but they did lead in the popularity polls. That's like, some 10% or whatever of people actually write in.
Yeah.
And then like people were looking at them to one day be the three most popular. I think like Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist or something were like actually the most popular shonen stuff.
Yeah.
And like I've also like Naruto in America was like 6 times more popular than One Piece and Bleach combined or something.
Hell yeah.
But eventually there was like 1 year where Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece were actually the top 3 selling manga in Jump. Like it came true for like briefly, and then like stuff fell off. Bleach fell off specifically.
That's very funny. I mean,
those 3 got marketed heavily to American fans. So then American fans kind of think of it as like the 3 big shonen things that were being sold to us in like a post Dragon Ball world.
I wasn't thinking of Dragon Ball. Not this American. But that would explain, like, yeah, because those are the ones I fucking saw, right, and heard about.
Because when they were being sold, that was like right after Dragon Ball had finally finished in America, right? When we had finally gotten the end.
Yeah. I think
like again right after
the
basically
honestly,
we got Dragon Ball so late.
The funniest inclusion for me on that is Bleach. For like me thinking of it like independently being like these 3 anime are big and they're ass. Cause like I didn't really have a lot of Bleach exposure, but like Naruto was just fucking everywhere. Like that was inescapable. And One Piece was on 4Kids. Like that was getting the Saturday morning treatment. So
well, I think Bleach was probably more like normally popular in America. Like the 4Kids thing really turned people off. Like One Piece had probably more haters at initially in America than anything.
Oh,
just because the 4Kids treatment of it.
No, I just hated how it looked. Silly
and like
ass.
Yeah. But I just mean like One Piece's like eventual dominance was not what it just wasn't there initially.
Yeah. No, that would make sense.
That was at the time that was the one that was weirder to me. And then that one just kept getting more and more popular.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one that's like still going in that same way as
I think
being up there.
I'm having it. There's a non-zero chance. If I recall, I probably have said this already, and maybe like it's hard to remember. I think Bleach might have been the one that I like checked out because like my cousin liked it, and I checked it out, and I was like, "Wow, this is ass." But like I didn't really check it out enough to make an opinion.
Yeah.
Except I was in high school, so I did make an opinion.
Yeah. But also, like, none of that shit's as popular as, like, if you look at sales of Shonen Jump in Japan, like, it, like, spikes up with the end of Dragon Ball, and then it fucking falls off a cliff.
Yeah. No, what's super funny is that nobody...
Because there's also stuff like Slam Dunk and Fist of the North Star were, like, also, like, part of that wave. But, like, that era, culminating with the end of Z, was, like, a huge drop-off for that whole... in terms of sales. Like, I think One Piece is now up there, but that's partially just longevity.
Yeah. No, the fact that
it's
Dragon
also, like,
Ball...
One Piece is, like, crazy popular in Japan, I will say.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically.
No, the fact that Dragon Ball remained unscathed, in my judgment, is kind of wild. But I guess it's like, it was just enough before my time. I mean, I was getting the replays on TV, right? Like I said when we were talking about it. Like, I saw that shit existing, but nobody in my school, like, ever fucking... If anybody watched it, it never came up.
Mm-hmm.
So, it didn't get judged. But it would have been. It fucking would have been. You best believe. It would have been shit. Guaranteed.
You just said Trunks doing the Naruto shit. And you're like, not today, Satan.
I see one Super Saiyan transformation. I'm like, fucking anime. Change the channel. What would I have watched in 2010? What would I have chosen over Dragon Ball Z? I don't even fucking know, honestly. Something. I would have been playing, like, Animal Crossing and not paying attention.
Death Note.
Death Note, I saw...
It's
not anime, first off. And I saw that at my friend's house, and I was like, whoa, this is good. This isn't like anime. This is like a not anime. This is crazy. This is so... There's no explosions. There's no, like, fucking weird-haired protagonist. Like, this is a mature show. This isn't anime. Cut to me now. I physically cannot bring myself to finish that series because the cringe is fucking off the charts. Broke my scanner. In both languages.
I think the manga's pretty good. But
yeah, that's you know what? Anime has been taking a lot of L's from me lately, where I like start the manga, decide to check out the anime, and then I'm like, this sucks. And I go back to the manga. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Delicious in Dungeon is like the exception.
I'm so looking forward to season 2 of Delicious in Dungeon and them getting to all that stuff.
Yeah, dude. Someone fucking... I don't think this is spoilers because it's like the quote could be taken from literally any point in the series. But someone in a server I'm in was like responding to someone else and gave them like the 3 pieces of life advice. And they're like, it's not that difficult. All you have to do is like get decent sleep, be a little active, and like eat well. I'm like, have you read Delicious in Dungeon? And he's like, no. I'm like, that's incredible. I sent the fucking panel of them like talking about how to get a strong body, and he's like, that's amazing. That's why it's so good. Like, it's just, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's a perfect series. The other thing I wanted that I didn't talk about last time, that I want to talk about now, is that the way that, like, Kishimoto's, his, like, misogyny or whatever, like, his inability to let Sakura be cool.
Yeah.
And do stuff. And like, the female cast in general.
Yeah.
Like, the way that plays out is that it makes the homoeroticism better. Like, people shipping Naruto and Sasuke is like a big part of like this series' appeal for people.
Dude, for real. I saw so much of that. I was on DeviantArt, baby. 2009, 2013-ish.
Yeah.
You couldn't go a day without seeing that.
Yeah. And it's because like the boys get to like talk about their feelings to each other in a way you'll never do. Like that's like you can't do with a man and a woman. Even like if they get married and have a child, they can't express their feelings for each other as deeply as
dude. I mean,
it's
cutting ahead.
It's a big thing in anime, but
dude, Sakura.
This is a good example of it.
Sakura expresses her fake feelings, and Naruto immediately is like, "Fuck off, nuh-uh."
Yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine.
I still
it's funny.
Can't fucking believe that. So I mentioned the popularity poll last time, right? Like the first one that we got, the character poll.
With the character popularity poll.
Yes. I understand Rock Lee now. I understood it kind of at the time, but as it goes on, I understand all the shit better and better. Like why Kakashi is there, right? Why Kakashi is just good. Like he's pure. He's a good boy.
Yes.
I don't get why Sasuke goes on to just be like the most popular for like the entire fucking series, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I forget if he starts it here. He might not, but like as it goes on, he does, and I'm like, how miserable are you people? Like this is just why. It's so like
no, it's just they have that in common with Sakura. It's just the people
they just
Sakura.
love that guy.
They just love Sasuke, yeah. Even when he sucks, they just like that's my guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely
or Naruto for that matter.
I mean,
Naruto is also like that's my guy.
That's very true. Yeah, they're like I like Naruto, but Naruto likes Sasuke, and I should probably like Sasuke too. Not me.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to remember at this point, like I'm just thinking of like people's powers, right? Because I liked Rock Lee the best. Lack of powers, but like for those who are doing the ninja arts, like I'm trying to think of who I.
You can say lack of powers, but he fucking goes Super Saiyan.
Okay, fucking lack of ninjutsu. Goddamn.
His powers just are like he just has like different magic.
It's no, it's not magic. It's physical. Don't fucking start with that shit.
But physical. It's magic.
It's in the fucking name, Hank. It's not magic. He's opening his inner gates, which is a physical, non-jujitsu ability, okay?
Yeah, your chakra gates, the physical things in your body you definitely have.
You do enough fucking push-ups and enough laps, and eventually you can open the 8th gate and become a god until you die, okay? I don't need a fucking word of this slander. It's physical prowess. Just because you can't fucking do it. Train harder. I can't think of who it would be. I mean, I did really like it's biased though, because like I like Shikamaru's ability. But also, I just like what they did with him, so it's kind of unfair. Like,
no, he's the character who's actually like thinking as like a strategy, because his power is like it's like powerful but limited.
Dude,
so he actually have a plan.
I like that
and him having a plan is like what's good about his character.
Dude, I love the fact that they prefaced it with the tournament as like you could lose and still become. Whatever the fuck.
A Chunin?
Yeah, sure. And someone who wins might not. And the fact that he's like, yeah, I'm tapping out. Like this ain't me. and and he gets it. Like I fucking was so enjoying that whole thread. That was probably honestly that was probably my favorite bit of this section, was like seeing him get to shine, and like Naruto is great at just like continuously punching things and having heart, but like also there is a space for someone who can fucking think more than 0.2 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, you know, we're obviously talking about this after I've seen everything. But getting like the team stuff. And then I guess specifically for that team, Shikamaru's team, and like them just working together, and how all that stuff is kind of still set, you know? And that's like, I wouldn't say it's something that is like...
And the fact that all their parents are clones. They're all clones of their parents.
Yeah, they're just running the same bullshit. Like, it's... You know, I mean, if it ain't broke...
Like, even the squads are like line up in many cases.
Oh yeah,
very funny. It's the will of fire. It like literally just pass down literally everything about yourself into your children. Your children are just little clones of you.
Also, I find it so fucking... This is, I mean, it's not exclusive to Naruto by any means, but like them ripping on what's his name for being fat, and I'm like, this dude is like clocking in at like average at least in my experience.
But he's eating all the time.
He's eating all
snacking.
the time. He's like mildly pudgy, fucking lard ass.
Yeah, I know.
It's just so fucking funny. The kind of sad real world context of like
they are ninja.
That's true.
Like, but being a pudgy ninja is
funny,
you know,
endearing.
Yeah, I mean, I love Choji.
He's fantastic.
He's hungry. Obviously, he's great.
That team is arguably more fun to watch than the main one.
They get along and work together.
Yeah, look at all that teamwork. I mean, that's also because the main squad has Sakura, who at this point is like doing... Dude, you know what? I mentioned it. I think I jumped ahead last time, but the girl fight is so fucking infuriating in this. Everybody's doing their super cool shit, and then the girls are basically getting a slap fight, and it's like failing the fucking Bechdel test or whatever at like Bechdel test at like every turn. Yeah, whatever. Like, it's insane. I was like, okay. We get to see her do her shit. And it was just the worst. I was so upset.
No, the only cool thing Sakura gets to do before the time skip is cut her hair. That's her best moment.
Yeah.
It's when she cuts her
hair. Which is also like... Look, that's me specific. I read too many poems in my poetry class about girls who cut their hair. And I'm like, I fucking get it.
But I mean, the important thing in that movie, she did something productive. Like she uncaptured herself.
Sure. Yeah.
The hair thing is like, it's whatever. But she did the thing. She did a thing. Not for many chapters later will she get to do a thing again.
Yeah. I mean, part of the uneasiness I still had at this point, actually specifically with that fight between them, is I was having trouble like sussing out how all these characters are connected, and not like literally, like that's very obvious, but like they all felt like they were enemies, like actual enemies, and then realistically they're like, I have some mild beef with you, but we're friends. But it's not coming across that way, like when they're fighting, right?
Sure.
So I just had, because I don't fucking know. Maybe they're enemies, but it wasn't. They both like Sasuke.
They're they're theoretically like best friends.
Yeah, and I'm like, this doesn't seem like bestie behavior. And then during this, like, it's like every other fucking moment of the entire thing. Like, as soon as I think a thing, it does something to make me not think that thing.
Sure.
So it like works out, whatever. But that thought did cross my mind during this.
Yeah, Naruto just like this series just like rubs you the wrong way, and initially like every time.
Dude, it's at every fucking turn. It's like, get fucked. You're gonna hate this. Just kidding, bro. Here you go.
We're cool.
We also, we get some of the. What chapter are we going to? What is it? What does the thing say? 138.
Yeah.
138. Okay, so we do get to the fight with the third Hokage, right?
Yeah.
That shit was sick.
Yeah, it was. We had some high level fucking what people can do in this world.
Yeah, getting to see that, and I mean, retroactively, honestly, it's kind of better because that shit is still, like I said earlier, that shit is still good. Like, they're doing this stuff, and it's still, by the end of it, it's still like, this is high level shit.
Yeah.
And that doesn't
and you
change.
Don't, and like, you don't, but you don't know, like, the deal with the fact that the first Hokage is there. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's just another guy.
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing was fucking, it was hitting like every note I liked. Like the fact that the one, I guess, like coffin essentially like didn't open because he's like, I can't fucking let this one open, and he doesn't. I'm like, that's perfect. That's fucking the worst thing you could fucking do is have him say that and then have the thing open, because now you've shown your hand, and now it's like, okay. But the fact that it doesn't, it lets you think about that, and boy, I was thinking about it.
Yeah. It helps build the hype around the fourth Hokage.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. That and then simultaneously getting the fucking like they're resurrected, like they have to obey his orders, Orochimaru's orders, but like they're still them, so they're like, oh,
yes,
oh, that's a problem. Sorry about this. Pa pa pa.
So that's a huge thing to me with the way that like the resurrecting people works, is that like they are still them, but they just have to obey.
Yeah.
Like compared to, like, because again, the end of Naruto, I've talked about before, is there's a Green Lantern story, a DC Comics like Green Lantern story, Blackest Night, that does that same thing of bringing back all the dead characters, but they're like zombies.
Sure.
But they're in that story, they're just like evil.
Yeah.
They don't act like themselves, and it takes away so much of the juice.
Oh, dude, it's
like the difference between like comic book crime society versus the Justice Lords in Justice League, the cartoon. Like when you make it the people, and they're doing and this is happening, and they're doing this, it has so much more life to it. It's so much more interesting.
Oh, there was
compelling.
This is I mean, spoilers for the end shit, but like on my thoughts on the end shit. But there was a point where I was like, the fact that they're chilling as themselves after being resurrected is like what's keeping me sane right now. That ending is very long. And when you're trying to read all, when you're trying to read that shit
weekly,
no, fuck you. I would never.
Reading it when I've been reading it weekly for a year, and it's still not over.
Like, I have when we get to it, I have so many notes, dude. I have so many fucking notes. But for this, like, it was such a good little. It did a lot to build my trust, because one of the things that I also was feeling mostly was annoyance. I wanted to just have the exam stuff and the tournament stuff, and the fact that we were it's kind of wild in hindsight that we were getting like the Ochomaru stuff this early, like that they're just that thread starts all the way back here and then just like continues. That's crazy in hindsight. But I was really annoyed by it because I felt like I hadn't had the time because I was fucking binge reading this shit. And I didn't like that we were already getting like, oh, there's like fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with S. Sabotage.
Snake.
Not snake. There is a snake. It was, he did 2-3 years ago. He was just another snake cultist. But I was very annoyed by that. So this battle with the third Hokage, like it did so much to build that trust and be like, okay, this is worth doing if this is what we're gonna have. Because prior to that, very huffed. Everybody just needs to get over their fucking bullshit. You know? You don't have to destroy everything. You can just like fucking leave it. You get over your dad trying to fucking assassinate you multiple times before you were 10. Like that's just fucking don't be a baby. God damn.
I mean, he gets over it.
He does.
After he's been hit in the head and his dad is dead.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about like powers. I feel like I just really like Gaara's powers though also. The sand shit is so cool.
Sure. His like impenetrable armor.
Yeah. I like the when it's more of an orb, right? When it's just kind of like around him. I like the aura. I'm kind of not a fan of like the it being like on him, right? I think it made for some good moments, like when it gets cracked and shit, like that was hype. But as a concept, I'm like, it's like the orb was cool. Like him being untouchable, though it was also funny when I don't even know if it was Rock. Was it Rock Lee who broke through and like hit him like the first time he'd ever been hit?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Dude, they Guy didn't hold back. Not Master Guy. Bud didn't hold back. Like with the storytelling with Gaara and him like being a little kid and trying to fucking cut himself and it just doesn't work. And I'm like, don't make me care. I talk so much shit and now like I'm feeling bad. Like don't make me feel shit about him. It was kind of same shit with like Ned, same with everybody. Like every fucking time I'm like, you suck. Backstory.
Tragic backstory every time.
The stuff with Neji and Hinata wasn't like wildly tragic. Not in like a insane way, but
it's not. Yeah, no, it's not his dad trying to murder him over and over again.
Yeah,
it's just him being like, "That's slave."
The Hinata shit was great. Her being like her it.
She gets of all the girls, she gets the best fight.
Oh, totally, dude. It's not even close.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Like her.
Well, Tamari's is good too.
Who are you talking to? I don't even know who that is.
She fights Shikamaru. She's the big fan.
The big fan. Yo, yeah, that was good. That shit was solid.
Yeah, yeah.
Get wrecked though.
Yeah. They both lose.
Yeah,
I'm just saying those are good. Those are the good fights.
Oh, totally. No, I just really like seeing it. It's great seeing because like she has a little crush on Naruto, right? Hinata does.
Yes.
And I don't know. It was just cool seeing her being inspired by him and like that getting put into action. Because we have Sakura who really likes Sasuke, but like, what the hell is he inspiring? Fucking nothing.
He's brooding and mean.
Yeah. Women love that shit. They love it.
I mean, demonstratively, who is in the lead of the character polls?
Yeah, there was man, I forget what fucking chapter moment it was or something. It's after the time.
We have
skip.
data. We
have the hard data. Yeah, it's post time skip. I can't say when, but there was a certain point where Sasuke said some bullshit or did something, and I was thinking of the girl in high school who like was obsessed with Naruto and stuff and really liked it. I'm like, oh, like she also had a thing for Sasuke. Just thinking of how she like, a little cartoon crush.
Yeah.
All been there, but I don't know, man. Fucking Sasuke. Yeah, shit's good.
We got. Just thinking about something. We even talked about Naruto's training with Jiraiya.
Is that in this? No, who's Jiraiya?
He meets him.
He meets him.
Like he
walks.
He
on
teaches
water.
him like the walking on water.
Yeah.
And unlocks him, and he teaches him how to summon the frog.
Okay, that's
which
great.
He then does against Gaara.
That's great that this is in here because I actually really wanted to talk about that also.
Yeah.
Dude's intro is cool as hell. I did vaguely recall that there was a frog in Naruto, a big frog. I think that's like one of the one time I checked out an episode on TV. I think there was like a big frog on the screen.
Sure.
At the time, I was like, "This is fucking stupid," and now I'm like, "Yo, big frog! This is
big
sick.
frog,
big frog."
I love Big Frog. This frog is huge.
So
good.
Seeing him like constantly summoning like the little frogs, and then he summons like the fucking giant frog, and
the Yakuza boss frog.
Yeah, and he's like riding on his head or whatever, and the frog is like, the only other person to do this is the fourth Hokage. Blah, blah, blah. Perfection. It's everything I fucking wanted. I love big stuff. I love like huge power scales. Man. And then we get I think that's also in this when he summons the big frog in the Gaara fight, and Sasuke's like, I'm behind. Like, is Naruto ahead of me?
Yeah.
And like
that's like Sasuke's big takeaway from Naruto vs. Gaara. He's like, Naruto's fucking ahead of me. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, deserved. Yeah, no, the frog stuff, and I mean that'll continue to be like, I love everything about it.
Yeah.
It's great. I don't even know. I mean,
well, I like the thing of like, part of the reason Naruto sucks is like his chakra's actually all fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
Like when Naruto's can't figure out how to walk on water, and then just like fixes his seal, and then Naruto can just do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like such a good moment for like, you're not just a fuck up. Like you just like literally had something was impeding you being able to do this. You're fine.
Yeah. And it's so wild to me that they're introducing all this stuff like what's his Pervy Sage. I remember his name, Pervy Sage.
That
he gets introduced so fucking early and just like keeps that theme. It's wild. And it's good. Like getting to be with all these characters for so long, like it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no, given what you learn later about how Jiraiya's like involvement in Naruto's life, it's very funny the way he gets introduced here.
Oh, 100%.
It's just like a guy.
Yeah, he's just a fucking dude. Do they reference him being one of the big three? One of like the 3 legendary ninja or whatever at this point? I forget.
Probably.
I feel like what it is Naruto's meeting him, it cuts to like someone else having a conversation and referencing him, so that like we kind of have that idea that he is like this person or something, or maybe he says it. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah,
and that's good.
This is a part like when I forgot that this part faded into my memory a little bit because I so much more remember their next training session, which is like the next part of the manga after this.
Yeah.
Or,
I don't, but yeah, I got you.
Sure.
That's the thing. I need to like as soon as we're talking about a thing, I'm locked in. I know what's up, but outside like pulling stuff from nothing, I can't remember any of it.
Yeah. You have the thing of you've burned through it all once too recently, and I have the thing. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Since I've been like super in it, I've just been like checking out bits and stuff. Yeah. What else?
133 or 138.
I guess there's like the thing of like the structure of this tournament arc where we kind of get like multiple kinds of tournaments because we get like the battle royale free for all bit where they're going through the woods, and then we get like the one-on-one stuff after that.
Yeah,
it's like doing all the different kinds of tournaments because this is kind of the only tournament arc we're gonna get in Naruto,
which is sad.
Kind of. Yeah,
I mean, it's not. There's no other place for it really, but it's sad. I like a tournament.
I love a tournament, and just the later parts of the story don't have the structure for this.
It'd be funny though.
It'd be so good.
Just a fucking random ass tournament in the middle of all this miserable, sad shit.
Yeah.
No, this I mean the big thing here is this was like my turning point.
Sure.
Because there was finally they fucking got me. Someone finally got me, and then like that was the in I needed to be more open. Also,
you were reading it. You weren't hate reading it.
Yeah, but also
you said in the first part,
they did. I mean, that first part is fucking not. Who cares if you can remember the vaguest details? Like, I don't need to ever read that shit again.
It's true.
But
I don't think there's a Naruto fan who's like the first arc. That was
first arc is my Naruto. But they did like they did. It's hard to keep the
except for Naruto Sasuke shippers that like really love the part where Naruto's like cradling Sasuke after Sasuke's gotten shit and Naruto's turning into the fox. Like that one shot. That's about it.
Whatever. There's better Naruto Sasuke shots.
Fair.
800.
I'm just saying that's of the whole first 33. That's like the one shot to go back to. I think.
Sure. They also did.
Then Kakashi sticking his fingers up Naruto's butt to tag him. Whatever. When they're training.
But
they're trying to catch the bells.
Ultimately, it's that the writing does get less edgy, and that's because like there's a little less. Like there's not any events that give an opportunity for like the type of edge of Naruto slicing his hand open, the fucking thing in the full page art of it.
Yeah, we get more like Naruto earnestly crying to Gaara saying, that pain of being alone. I fucking understand it so fucking well, but I will fucking kill you if you try to hurt my friends.
So,
because they saved me from that feeling.
That's an interesting thing, because I had that thought, because that's such a common theme over the course of this, right?
Yeah.
Is Naruto relating to people?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's even. Nobody tried to fucking off him multiple times before he was 10 or whatever. Like, I get it. And he does have the part about, like, what would I have turned into if this kept up, right?
Yeah.
If I was isolated. And I get it, but you clearly weren't. You're the same age. Like, you're clearly not in that. I don't know. If I was Gaara, I'd be like, what the fuck do you mean you get it because people, like, made fun of you? I was like, I tried to cut myself and couldn't. And then my dad tried to.
It's not because they made fun of him. It's because he felt completely isolated. It's the isolation part of it.
I didn't see child Naruto trying to slice his wrist open, Hank. I didn't see child Naruto's aunt trying to fucking kill him or whatever after she said she loved, like, told him what love was or whatever the hell. Like, it's just such a different scale. I mean, it's whatever. The resolution is fine, but, like...
But also, the important thing is he punched them and won.
Yeah, no.
But also, then he's like, but I understand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to fucking go all out with everything I have to stop you, but I get it.
Yeah. No, there's, like, obviously there's something to be said about just, like, at least somebody's trying to fucking empathize instead of just fucking doing whatever. I think it's thinking about how this, like, how Gaara's powers, like, manifest in this point in the story, and how they're planting the seeds that early for, like, he also is whatever the fuck the term is for having one of the whatever the hell the term is sealed inside of you.
Jinchurikin.
Yeah, that has what's sealed inside of him?
Yeah. A tailed beast.
I thought there was a single word that they used at some point. But yeah. That.
Probably. But you can just say tailed beast.
Yeah. Demon
because
animal.
Naruto has the nine-tailed fox, Gaara has the... Was it...
One... No, is it one tail? Or is it two-tailed? Or something?
I can't even fucking remember.
Yeah. Yeah. But either way, like, I don't even think we get... Do we get that in this? Do we get, like, the fact that the demon was sealed in him also?
Yeah.
That in that same way? Okay. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I keep just, like, reflecting. I'm still just so impressed by all that shit. Like, how long that thread holds in a way that isn't miserable. Because I based on how early Orochimaru, like, showed up,
one tail.
Oh, called it.
Shukaku is the one tail.
Yeah. Based on how early some of this shit showed up, I assumed that it was going to be, like, our first major overarching thing, and then there'll be another one at some point, because there's, like, I'm looking ahead, I'm like, there's like 800 chapters of this, so this is like, this dude's gonna get beat at some point, and then he just doesn't. It's just like, oh, this is our ongoing thing in some way, shape, or form for the whole deal.
Yeah,
in a way that I didn't think was obvious, because, like, sometimes you can see it a mile away that, like, okay, this is who we're dealing with for the rest of the thing, but I didn't feel that here, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it kept me more invested, right? Like,
sure.
Just the inability to be like, okay, I see this from a mile away.
Yeah, they're clear world building blocks happening here, even if they're not, like, because there's, you've got 1 and you've got 9. There's 8 in the middle.
Yeah, dude, exactly. I mean, that's the other thing I learned about reading all of this in, like, fucking 2 weeks or whatever. it turns out if Urusei Yatsura had like a plot to follow, like what, two days, 2 days and we're clear. Like,
Yeah.
that was the only reason I was kind of burning out at the end, is because it's just very episodic. But this, like, even at the point where I was struggling a little, I needed a second wind, but then like plot stuff happens. I'm like, all right, we're back.
No, again, the thing of like where Naruto's just kind of leading you around, like, I just need give me the next thing. That part of it is why the filler arcs, like, I fucking hate them so much.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude.
It's like the opposite. It's like, I just needed the next bit. Shake my fist.
Yeah, looking at the filler stuff, and I'm like, there's so much. There's so much. Because like I said, I downloaded the whole series, and then like ended up not getting into it. But like I was just downloading the bits I needed, and I'm like, okay, we can skip episodes like 160 to fucking like 210 or whatever.
Yeah, it's like
That's
139
insane.
to 193 or something.
Yeah, there's so fun. And then like 194 is relevant, and I'm like, that's ridiculous.
No, that's not true. That's lies.
There's one. Fine, I'll find it. Find it. I will not stand this. Naruto,
It can say it's relevant. I'm saying they're lying.
Naruto filler list. I'll find what I'm thinking of. Mixed canon filler. All right, so 140. There's like 5 filler episodes from 136 to 140, and then 2 mixed, and then 143 to 219. 143 to 219 are pure filler, and then 220 is mixed canon and filler. And this is like Naruto and Jiraiya leave for their training.
It's just setting up that Naruto's going to
but
train.
Fucking 143 to 219. Oh my god. From July 13th, 2005 to fucking February 1st, 2007. You're in filler land for 2 years.
Yeah.
God help you. That's so awful. Those poor kids.
It kept coming out every week.
That's so fucking bad, dude. That's so many. That's like, there was almost as many filler episodes in a fucking row as there are episodes of Dragon Ball. Like, that's insane. There's no way. I think at one point I was talking a real big fucking game. Like, no, I'm going to watch the filler, idiot. I want the experience.
Yeah.
That died real fast.
So I tell you a thing, and you're like, no, I know. I could know better.
Look,
I could do it.
you got to be confident and talk some shit. But then, like, when you're wrong, you got to, like, own up to it.
Or just like when you're confronted immediately with actually following through, you're like, oh, I didn't, or I have to go.
Look, this is why that fucking Shaq meme, like, my apologies, I wasn't familiar with your game, is like, that it's like, I could quote it like once a fucking day, because it's just like my existence, especially when it comes to things like manga and anime and films and shows and books and everything. Like I thought of it. It took all my willpower, because I also wanted to just like say it to people, because I find it very funny. But like every fucking time that something like Gaara came up, I'm like, my apologies, Gaara. I wasn't familiar with your game. Because it's true. I just talk shit, and then I'm like, oh, this is on me. I got to apologize. The big one was Rock Lee, though. That was like the first one was like, I actually need to apologize. I dumped on you a lot. That wasn't fair.
Yeah, with this goofy bowl
His
cut,
fucking dumb hair and stupid eyebrows, and then like 600 chapters later, I'm like, man, this dude is just the most endearing person.
Oh, it's just true.
What a fucking, it's such a funny turnaround too. It's so like, not only the mood, but going from we're starting Naruto too. I read all of fucking Naruto, and then also the tone shift of like I'm hate reading this and Rock Lee sucks to like I am completely invested in Rock Lee is my everything. Like it's just so good. It worked out. I mean, I'm glad that I didn't fucking feel the need to hate it, you know? But like it's just so funny.
Like, I think it would have been good if we could have, like, you know, gone along the journey on you, but it's very funny to just be on the other side of it
So
immediately.
So immediately, just like, yep, no, we're done, actually. I like how you were kind of...
It was very funny. Because after the episode came out, Ace commented and he was like, I wonder if Ben should like play the video games instead. Binging that all seems rough. And I'm just like, my dude, he's already
we're so long in the past now. And it's like it's been a while now too. I like, man, I forget what point it is. I'd have to like look in our chat logs or whatever. But you were like sectioning it out, and I said where I was, and you're like, just fucking tell me when you're done. You're gonna finish it.
Yes.
And then I hit you like the next day or whatever. 2 days later, I'm like, I'm done. And you're like, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Just give up.
I was told I was like, you're gonna finish it, and you were like, no, I'm not. That's not happening. You know, I got things
like,
to do.
Stuff might come up. I don't want to commit to that. And it's like, no, it's just done. So fucking good, dude. I was planning to do like Justice League stuff, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna watch it on the plane. I read Naruto the whole fucking plane ride. The whole thing. I'm like, I guess I could read a few chapters and like see what I'm doing. I didn't even fucking sleep, which is insane for me because I generally just immediately conk out on a plane. I think it was like 4.5 hours just straight through. No breaks.
Hell yeah. It's funny because like when I was reading the manga, I had such bad internet at the time that like I couldn't download as fast as I could read it. That's like when I was like trying to sit and read it. I'd have to wait for for each chapter to download.
See, I had a similar-ish thing, I guess. My parents just had really shit internet when I was young.
And I'd only switched to reading the manga because the episodes were taking too long to download.
Hell yeah. Man. No, the whole thing is like, it's very funny. I'm glad it worked out the way it did because it's great just all around.
Yeah. I'm glad you came around to appropriate feelings about Naruto. Yeah. Like, it definitely has its fucking problems.
I mean, we'll get to it. Some of it falls apart a little bit, but like the core is solid.
Yeah, but fucking Rock Lee
is like that shit never stops being good. Also, Naruto never stops. Like the character never stops being good. It's like
I think that's like the strength of the thing as a whole is Naruto's a good character. Like I'm just straight up.
Yeah,
he's a good protagonist.
I forget what point into the series I was when I sent you the picture of him with like his fucking face full of ramen. I'm like, why does Hank like Naruto? And it's Naruto shoving food into his mouth. I'm like, there it is. He's eating.
Well, it's also like every time we stop for Naruto to go train, this is fucking good. Like Naruto, like getting better and learning a new thing. Oh, it's always fucking good.
You know I'm there for it, dude. You know I'm fucking there for it. Even the stuff that's like a little wonk, I'm still like, we're learning shit, baby. I'm in. Yeah. A session? A training session?
He learned how to walk on water and summon a giant fucking frog.
It's so good.
Jiraiya did the equivalent of throwing Gohan at the mountain to Naruto, where he fucking dropped him to that pit. And Naruto fucking summoned a giant frog.
God. It's perfect. It's perfection. No, this even in hindsight, this chapter is up there, or this section is up there.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so good. The tournament, the exam stuff, the Hunger Games bullshit that I was not looking forward to ended up being good. The stuff with Third Hokage was like blowing my fucking mind in such a good way.
Yeah. Like, this is Naruto of like regular Naruto. Like, you had the little intro of the bridge thing, which kind of sucks. And then you have Naruto.
It's so fucking mid.
Yeah.
The fact that
it's extremely mid.
The fact that they have the audacity to name drop those people 800 chapters from now is insane to me. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And then like something happens. I'm like, oh, it's you? Ugh. Okay, I guess.
Look, it's fucking Haku. Naruto had a crush on him.
Sure.
And then he murdered him.
I barely remember him now.
Kakashi murdered him, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's very funny.
Yeah.
But I think that's the podcast. Salt Circle Podcast, gmail.com, Salt Circle Pod on Twitter, anchor.fm/Salt Circle, youtube.com/@Salt Circle, and I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I almost said I was looking forward to reading more. That's a lie. I did check out Boruto. There's no way. There's no way.
I cannot. There's no part of me that
various reasons. Yeah.
There's no part of me that cares.
Yeah, dude. It's not even like a fatigue thing. It's like I'm like, where are we going with this? What happens? Because like it was very mixed when I looked at what people thought, and then I like read some of the plot stuff. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you what I read out of context because I don't even remember the context. But it said Naruto and Sasuke lose, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm not fucking reading this. I don't need that shit. Naruto and Sasuke fucking team up and lose. I don't care about whatever you're selling me. But I am looking forward to talking.
Well, it's like, here are the continued inventions of a kid who's did not feel alone and whose parents loved him, and he's kind of a brat. It's like, okay.
My dad's too busy being the chief, and it's like, this sounds like it could have been a slice of life thing, and it would have been fine-ish.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the idea that there's like plot and fights in Boruto is madness. All I ever see of fan stuff is like people who like, oh, the characters, and they're just living, and they're just around. It's like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. Just do that.
Yeah.
Fuck off with the rest of it. Yeah. I'm also on YouTube and Letterboxd. Did you say how this is pronounced? How is it pronounced? Letterboxd?
Just say Letterboxd.
Letterboxd. I'm Drathius on both of them.
Oh yeah. Any final thoughts on this bit of Naruto?
On this bit of Naruto. Yeah, I'm so sorry to Rock Lee again. I'm just so sorry. Nobody could have possibly known. Nobody. Nobody fucking told me. Nobody.
I wasn't like, what chapter? Where are you in the manga?
The fact that I was immediately
precisely.
The fact that I was immediately before it. I'm like, I don't know. Did I have his fight? And you're like, you would know if you had his fight. I'm like, okay, I guess. And then I finished it. I'm like, yep, I would have fucking known. For sure.
All right. Peace.
Peace.